In this video, we'll be going over how to edit your FAQ page or any other page that might be using the FAQ accordion feature that we use for our default FAQ page. Now, the FAQ page is set up using our standard sidebar template. That way it gives your guest a call to action to start browsing rentals. Maybe they had a question they were looking for before they were ready to make their decision on finding a property. Maybe they didn't find the answer they were looking for, so we give them a contact form so they can reach out to the management company and get their question answered. And then also a general search so they can go ahead and just start searching by dates and locations and bedrooms and all of that fun stuff, and go ahead and start executing a search as soon as maybe they get their question answered. The content editing for the FAQ page is pretty straightforward. You will find the section in the flexible content page editor once you log in to edit that page. It's called the FAQ accordion section. There are a couple options to kind of modify how the section works, and I'll explain those as well. But for the general content, you can set the FAQ feature up by category and then list questions and answers by that category. So maybe you want to have a single page of FAQs and list some guest testimonials, FAQs, but then also want to share some owner FAQs, for example. You can do that by using the category feature. If your page is already set up that way, then you can kind of just keep adding on. You will have a button that is to add a question and answer to a category, and then you'll have a button to add an FAQ category altogether. And just like you've probably seen with the rest of our flexible content editor, you'll have these options on the right to add and remove answers, add and remove categories, etc. And then the content is pretty simple. It's just a text field to fill in your question and then to write in your answer. Now, the answer box is a text box, so that means it can take HTML. So if you wanted to link some of the verbiage in the answer to another page, you could write in a link. If you wanted to make your answer maybe like an ordered list, 1, 2, 3, 4, as it's a multi-part answer to a single question. Just some examples, but it can take any kind of HTML that you want to kind of do a little different stuff with your content other than just kind of straight paragraph text for your answers. And then the FAQ scroll most of the time will be set to no, but if it is set to yes, this is basically for when you do have categories. And if you click it to yes and you have more than one category set up, it will modify the page a little bit, and it'll give you a category button for each category that you have set up, and the user can click that category and automatically be scrolled straight to the questions and answers for that category. So even if it's not something like guest testimonials, FAQs and owner FAQs on the same page, maybe you wanted to do multiple questions about the booking process, and maybe there's multiples for check-in, check-out, and different things like that. You kind of create them however you want them to be. Without using categories, the scroll function really provides no benefit to the page. So if you're not using categories, that would definitely be set to no. And then you can do things like just adjust the layout a little bit. So FAQ 2 columns is most of the time going to be set to no. But let's say I just wanted to change it to float as an example. And each site might be styled slightly differently. So if what you're seeing on my end, the styling of yours is a little bit different, the controls to toggle between some options should still be there. And then if you need any assistance with anything, just let us know. So now I set it into the 2 columns for float, and that basically just moved my 2 categories into 2 columns. And sometimes this might be a little tight and make the longer answers drop kind of far down. If you feel like you don't want to use a sidebar, so you have more space, you are able to modify through the page attributes and just go ahead and choose our boxed banner page template instead. And I'll show you what that would basically do is remove the sidebar and allows the feature to fill up a little bit more space on the page. And then depending on how your page is currently set up with this feature, maybe the full width template will fit even better. So I'll update to that and see what we get here. It's pretty much just going to stretch those even further across the page. And you know, if we can always add some more padding and spacing if you need any kind of cleanup, toggling between these options, just let us know. So that's pretty much everything you should need to know about editing the FAQ section. Now that feature, the accordion drop down style feature, you could use it on another page, and maybe we have used it on another page in your site that was different content, not purposed as FAQs. It's pretty much just going to have the same functionality for you, just the content would be whatever it is that you want it to be for the purpose of using this section. So you could always repurpose this into something like for services, and each question title would just be the title of the service. The answer could be a brief description about the service. That's just one example, but you could use it and maybe using it in other places on your site. It was built on our end as an FAQ feature, but you can use it however you see fit and fill in the appropriate content. Let us know if we can help you with anything else.